Ever since the Goblin got left at the mall as a 35-year-old man, the Goblin's been on a tirade, just raging out in Sally's attic, dropping multiple rant videos per day where he takes back Cassandra, and within like 2 hours claims she's a troll and how he's like knew the entire time, and how William Gloryhole, Johnjohn, and Cassandra are going to face 25 to life, and gives prison advice on how they should avoid dropping the soap in jail. My opinion, Jake left a nasty impression, for butt stuff, for the Goblin. Hence all the styluses and the big Bubba fantasies and all like the depravity the Goblin usually gets up to. Without further ado, let's listen to the Goblin's ramblings.
What's up, everybody? So, everybody's wanting updates on how I'm doing and what's been going on. First of all, I'm doing okay. I'm alive, I'm well, and I'm home. Thanks to an amazing couple that saw what was going on, and they came looking for me, and they found me and helped me to get home. But I am going to say this to Cassandra, to William, to John, to all y'all. Do you realize that what you motherfuckers did could have gotten me fucking killed? Like, do you guys not realize that what you stupid little bitches did could have gotten me fucking killed? I was left up there at the mall. No way home. No money. Phone dead. And then lost. All I had on me was my ID and a few other things like that, and that's it.
I know it's barely been a minute, but how would you have perished, in any way? Alright, it's not like they dropped you off in, the Brazilian jungle or, the Siberian tundra. They, dropped this 35-year-old man off at, some random Akron mall, and he's calling these people stupid bitches, but he was too much of a retard to try and save some money or even think to charge his phone. And as a 35-year-old man, why don't you have your own method of transportation? And speaking of cars and all that, recently he's been calling himself the Drift King of Akron again, but he can't drive. And in his video games, he's complete dog shit, and he's spilling, he's crashing into stuff. And some random dude who's never played before was able to beat his ass years ago and take his crown. And another thing is, he refused to go into the city he owns. He's admitted, a month ago that, he hasn't left his house in any meaningful way in, 4 to 5 years. I mean, beside, him going to the mall was probably, one of the, only times he's, been in, the real world. And that's, crazy.
By stuck in my room trapped is I've not been outside to do anything in over 5 years. The last time I remember ever getting out of the house to hang out with friends, family, was about 4 years ago. The fact that you motherfuckers left me out in the freezing cold to die. Just why? Why leave me out in that fucking weather like that? I mean, think about this. If I were to die, you guys would have a dead body on your hands. And then y'all would really be being gone after. So y'all better be fucking thankful that I'm fucking alive. And Cassandra, better fucking reach out to me ASAP. Because right now, Cassandra, I'm the only one that's keeping your ass from going to fucking prison right now. So you need to fucking reach out to me and we need to fucking talk. And I know you're going to see this. And you need to fucking get a hold of me as soon as possible. You need to get a hold of me on my spare Facebook and you need to fucking call me. Because we need to have a little talk. Because there are some questions that you need to fucking answer. That will determine on whether you go to prison or not.
I keep saying this. I want to see a brain scan done on Cyraxx to see his brain activity compared to a normal person. He's saying how he'd freeze to death in the mean Akron streets when he was dropped off right beside a building with warmth, food, shops, and bathrooms, even though those are completely useless. Because when Sally can't wipe his ass, he's probably going to end up shitting himself or like smearing his shit on the walls. And like, I don't get how he can like fantasize or threaten to get William Gloryhole arrested. It's not like he was dropped off in the middle of the woods or somewhere in the middle of nowhere where he'd starve to death. He was dropped off at a mall. And I know he always threatens jail time and things he can't achieve. But it reminds me of this time 2 to 3 years ago where Cyraxx threatened to get the Hells Angels on Marty and fantasize how they bust down his door and beat the shit out of him enforcer style for like bullying him on the internet or like making fun of him for being a pedophile. It's just, I know I should never try and make sense of the Goblin, but it still boggles my mind. And then he starts threatening Cassandra and trying to manipulate her into telling info about the trolls, or probably just talking to him again in general, because no one willingly like talks to the Goblin. Imagine it's like 3 in the morning and you like wake up to a text message and you see this ghoul and then like the message is cuddles you very cutely and kisses you and smiles with 80% of the words misspelled, and somehow he just sends an unsolicited dick pic. He always tries this tough guy act that like he's like this badass that can scare people into doing whatever he wants, but like it never breaks no matter how many like times everyone laughs in his face. I believe this came from Sally, and this is where I got it from. She's completely coddled him like since he was born, and I heard how when Blind Billy like came to the school, she was mad that he didn't go to her to try and like talk something out. And also the time he choked her out in 2012 and like she bailed him out the same day.
As for the rest of you guys, I'll see you motherfuckers in hell. 2026 is the end of the troll community and era, and the start and rebirth of the Cyraxx Nation.
This is where the video ends, but instead of pivoting where the Goblin immediately takes Cassandra back, and he rants about how William Gloryhole is such a worthless bitch and gonna go to jail for manipulation and 25 to life, I want to look at the mall footage that a buddy troll put on their channel, which, shout out to, well, you know, I have 32 subs. I want to thank Nation of Jason, because there's so many cases where buddy trolls like Jackie are completely forgettable and only serve to help the Goblin and inflate his ego and like don't earn us any laughs. So kudos to Jason for recording this entire thing.
You guys are charging that. Here's my phone charge. Hold on one moment.
Stay close to the security guard. Do not move away from them.
Question: do you guys have a charging that can temporarily use?
They have in this circle carry.
Because I have no cord or nothing.
No, I don't. I tried to like out right.
So can you not just plug my? Do I do they have a cord for it?
How long is that dude stay in the back hall before he's putting that's what's been there for me.
I didn't see it. I'll get it up right now.
Alright, thank you, man.
I know, I'm sorry.
Dude, we need to find her.
Dude, what I don't understand is how in the
Jeez,
fuck.
how did you get the Uber there?
Well, it was a real Uber. It was a real Uber. His mom verified it their own self. It was an Uber. It ain't
Wait,
like
who paid for the Uber?
I paid for the Uber. It was me. I paid for it.
Oh, you paid for it?
Yeah, I paid for the Uber.
Oh, okay.
It was a legitimate Uber. Like Sally went out and like it ain't nothing to do with the Uber. The Uber is legitimate for sure.
No,
Like
I'm just trying to figure out how Chance got there. Like,
yeah,
was it just someone
Sally and
calling
them.
him to get him there?
We tried to get Sally to take them, but they couldn't. So he asked me to call an Uber. So
How much was it?
like $20.
She went to to get in the car. There was this guy named Johnjohn who was harassing her for the last week. She went to get in the car, and me and all my friends that are like my secondary family, we think
If I have to.
we think that this guy could have kidnapped her, and right now I have no way back home at all. What's up, CIA? Hey, is there any way you that somebody can give me a ride back home? Is there anybody that you know that can help? Is there like any police that could possibly come down and pick me up and take me back? Oh, thank you.
Honestly, this nearly wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting like a Daniel Larson Olive Garden freak out where he's screaming, just like screaming to get the FBI to the mall to bring him home because at any moment he thinks William Glory Hole or a troll can grab him and throw him into their mysterious van. Or maybe it's like the stylist. It could like fall out from all this like walking he has to do because he never goes outside. And since Sally's there to wipe his ass, he's scared he's gonna shit himself, so he needs to get home. But if you've gotten this far, please like and subscribe. I really do want to grow my channel and keep making fun of Chance. Likes, comments, views, anything really helps. Now moving on, we're going to look at Delusional False Story on the Goblin Records channel. It's 54 minutes long. So there's no way I'm watching that entire thing, so I'm going to show the most interesting bits.
the story of how I went through 6 years of fucking hell. And at the very end was left to die. And survived. You see, my story starts a mere 6 years ago. Well, 7 years ago now. When a guy named Music Biz Marty hired somebody by the name of Mass Troll Mafia, who is a well-known drug addict, and it's not very much liked on the internet, by the internet community at all. She's had several felonies, lost her kids several times due to drug addiction, abusive relationships, and she's also been arrested multiple times for extorting her children. Marty hired this woman to do an illegal entrapment sting on me by having her approach me as an adult and then pretending to be a minor. The photo that she sent me was of her 15-year-old fucking daughter.
There's so much already wrong with his own story. Marty didn't hire Massel Mafia. She did that sting independent of Marty. And it happened in 2021. Marty found the Goblin in late 2019 and started the Bender Boys arc. It's also insane to imagine over 6 years ago that took place, and Marty was consistently trolling this man for half a decade. Imagine being so stupid. The same guy / group of people are able to troll you for 5 years. And then we hear the Goblin accuse Massel of being this druggie who's had her kids taken away from her. and is this multiple time felon, I don't believe a word the goblin says. I'm not gonna believe a retarded, soon-to-be homeless man with like 5 shit-covered teeth stuffed in his mouth and cysts and infections riddled in his goblin body. Really anything, I guess. He said ever since he was like caught that this was entrapment, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could be dumb. Isn't that when cops encourage you to commit a crime or goad you or lead you into it? Masshole isn't a cop. And they weren't leading the goblin to send any dick pics. They weren't talking sexually. And they told him multiple times they were 14. And he believed it, and he asked for nudes back after sending his dick pic. What the fuck is he on?
I didn't want to believe that she was a troll. And after about an hour of talking with her, I had finally come to the realization that she was telling the truth. That Cassandra was a troll. Turned out that Cassandra was paid by John to be my girlfriend and to eventually lure me out to the mall where I was supposed to be kidnapped and or killed. And let me tell you, when I saw the evidence, my stomach dropped. I literally got sick to my stomach because here was this woman that I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with. The woman that I had just proposed to a couple days prior and was prepared to start a life with. Who was now working with them. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, hearing. The screenshots, the photos, the videos. I didn't want to believe it. And I kept coming up with every excuse in my head as to like, maybe this is AI. Maybe she's being forced to do this. Then I later found out that she was paid. She was paid by John to lure me out to try to kill me. And let me tell you, when I found that out, my whole world shattered.
I'm not gonna cover this entire retelling of the mall story because that'd take way too long. But he says how he found that cop and how he found the couple on the bus, and he adds how he said, or the couple, man, something told him, to give Chance the necklace thing. And then he goes on about how he ran 1.5 miles to his house. I remember this because either a William Gloryhole post or in an Antimatter Morty video. But they completely debunk it, and they say the nearest bus stop was a block away, and they just slander him for being regarded. But anywho, I just have to thank the Lord that Chance is the way he is, because if anyone were in Chance's position, they had become one of those Tibetan monks, train Batman to telepathically free his own spirit and get someone to save him and undig him when he's buried alive. I don't know how he never sees this coming. Every time he gets in a relationship, it's always the same. It just blows up in his face. And he's bricked 4 Xboxes now. And after the 3rd time, you would imagine he, try and plug it in something else, like an old TV. Okay, try as he might, or all his words, he doesn't care about Sally. Okay, he should try and stick it in Sally's TV to see if it's a kill stick or not. All right, but no, he just doesn't have any problem. And he falling for the same trick. He just keeps failing for the same gimmicks over and over again. He cannot learn. If I truly believed the girl I was talking to over Discord set me up and tried to backdoor me and have my ops kidnap me and do what God knows what to me, I'd be terrified and I'd never talk to her again. And I'd probably call the cops too, but I'd probably delete Discord and stop talking to her.
To everyone that did that shit, to Cassandra, John, Southern, William, I just want to say this. Do you not realize that what you did could have killed me? Or was that your goal, to kill me? Was that your fucking goal, was to fucking kill me? Oh, congratulations, because it almost worked. But you know what would have happened if I would have been killed? You guys would have been investigated, and it would have been all over the fucking news. Because I can tell you right now, I have a fan base out there that wouldn't have let this shit slide. They would have stepped up and they would have fucking did something. I can promise you that. They would have stepped the fuck up and they would have done something. And then you guys would have been in even more trouble than what you're gonna be. Because you wouldn't have just gone down for all the shit that you're gonna be charged with here very soon. But y'all would have been charged with murder. Attempted murder. Premeditated murder. If I had died, you guys would have been charged with so much more. So you better be fucking thankful that I'm alive. Because if I wasn't, you guys would be charged with so much more than what you are going to be charged with here in the next few months. Or possibly even weeks. And to Cassandra, all I want to know is why. Why did you do it? When I was open and honest with you when we were together, I didn't hide anything from you. I was honest with you. I told you everything. I was upfront and honest with you about it.
I know I sound like a broken record and I can't handle the goblin's insanity, but this is reminding me for some reason of like a YouTube Shorts Family Guy clip where they're all in a mental hospital and like the head doctor says, "Oh, this man is black, he is insane." And Cleveland gets thrown in a straitjacket and Joe tries to say something and this man's crippled, this man is insane. And he gets thrown into, and Peter tries to say something and says, "This man turns to blacks and cripples, this man is insane." And then Peter gets thrown to a straitjacket as well. It's just, how could Jake befriend this thing? Was the goblin's like shit-covered asshole that enjoyable for him? Was he just the most unfuckable, hideous, rizzless sub-3 chud in existence? You'd think, right? Or, you know, you'd think if Cyraxx or, you know, if you have this niche diehard community, they'd already be fighting for you and not waiting until you die from being left at the mall to fight for you. I know I'm the one to talk, but 95% of this man's content is just bitching about other men, and like the songs he rarely does in comparison are just AI slop or him screaming over Linkin Park and suddenly shitting himself. But I will give him credit, the Sound of Silence, or you know how it's called in the street, the Sound of Stylus, a drift racing scene he made, but you can decide if those are masterpieces or not. I honestly really need to like make videos on shit that's gonna get me views. You know, my excuse is I have school and I just do this for fun. But my views are really ass as of late, so I think I should cover more recent shit and put more effort into my slot. Because I've been slacking, you know, as of late. I've just been goofing off. So I'll try and improve.
I know what, you know, what people think that she's a troll, but I can tell you right now, she's not. And even if she was, I don't fucking care. She's under my protection. And I will do whatever it fucking takes to help get her back on the right track. Because see, unlike you motherfuckers, I don't care about someone's fucking past. I don't care about what she did in the fucking past. Whatever happened, happened. I don't blame her. I blame you motherfucking trolls. You manipulate, you blackmail, and then you make innocent people look like fucking shit. You manipulate and coerce and blackmail and take advantage of people. And I can tell you guys right the fuck now, I don't give a fuck about her past. I don't care what she did do. Because everything she did that was wrong was because of you motherfuckers making fake fucking promises to her about being famous, about gaining clout, but really in the fucking end, all you son of a bitches would do is throw her away. I've seen you guys do it a million fucking times. Well, no more. Because I will stand by Cassandra no matter fucking what. I don't fucking care. I will do whatever it fucking takes to fucking protect her. And to get her back on the right fucking track. To help her, to let her know that she ain't alone no more. She has a fucking family here that fucking cares. I don't care what it takes to help her break that cycle away from you motherfuckers. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. 1 second, y'all.
We get a surprise visit from Sally, which is always nice. You know, we get to see the goblin, you know, finally protect the trolls for once. That's a new thing. Usually he's swinging hammers around, you know, pointing up like a 22 fucking bolt action, custom action sniper rifle at the trolls. You know, he hates them. Personally, I don't know how the goblin's gonna protect anyone when he can't even be trusted to like be left alone at the mall without crying, losing his phone, and shitting himself like a bitch. Also, you know, since he doesn't care about people's past, why is he just lying about Maslow's reputation on the internet, alright? If you truly don't care about people's past, you wouldn't need to say how she's always like had this poor, hated reputation and just like reflect all your problems on her and like talk about how she's despised all day. It's just, Cyraxx, you haven't even like been within the same city as Cassandra. How will you be by her side? When Johnjohn showed Cassandra like kidnapped, quote unquote, all you could do is scream and cry and make death threats. The goblin's so physically incapable of protecting anything, all it can really do is just be a nuisance to its like quote unquote family and threaten to knock one of them out. Just imagine like being like Ed and having no place to go, your family's dead, and you're some high school dropout, and Chance offers you to stay free of charge in 339. You're probably saying no, but what would you have to do to be paid monthly to live in 339? I'll be lenient and say you can spend 2 days of the month in like a hotel or out with friends or whatever, but besides that, you have to sleep in there for the rest of the month, or you know, yeah. I'm gonna assume that the rest of the house just looks like an old woman's house, with the exception of the attic and the basement, of course. But like, it seems from like, I'm so sorry, it just seems like the house looks normal-ish, besides, you know, the basement and attic with like the Resident Evil 7 like architecture, I guess. I'd honestly say, you know, 5,500, and I know that's cheap, right? It's not like some insane number, like 100,000. But I'm saying on like a month-to-month basis, how much you have to be paid to live in 339. And I feel like I could do it for a while. I feel like I feel like the average person could, well, not the, I feel like a lot of people could 3v1, all of them bloodlusted. I really think, I'd see it as easy, to be honest. This is the whole like Yap video. I guess goodbye.